the daily Statistically Speaking poll. This is Who's Winning 2024, powered by Statistically Speaking. We bring you the People's Pulse, and today's focus is the state of Meghalaya. The 2024 general election in Meghalaya will be held in a single phase on 19th of April to elect the 2 members of the 18th Lok Sabha. Meanwhile, Meghalaya will see a multi-cornered fight with its 2 Lok Sabha seats. There are 10 candidates who are contesting for the 2 seats, and it's a lot of stake for the parties. In 2019 Lok Sabha polls, the Congress and the National People's Party have bagged 1 seat each. We held a survey in the state to understand the people's pulse. Let's quickly dive in and understand what, according to the people, is going to be the key issue that will win a political party the 2 seats in Meghalaya. Take a look. All right. Taking a look at the first question, we have, what is your biggest issue in the Lok Sabha election? Well, the maximum number of people who have taken this survey, 41.42%, have said that unemployment is the biggest issue that they face, and they are going to be voting on the basis of whether unemployment has been reduced in the region. Number 2 is on the basis of development, Okay, all right. So, the development, on the basis of development, is 22.38%, inflation at 14.31%, campaign against corruption at 11.42%, and 10.47% of you believe that none of these issues of development, inflation, campaign against corruption and employment are issues on the basis of which people will vote in Meghalaya. Quickly taking a look at question number 2. On what basis will you cast your vote in the elections? Well, it is on the work done by the leader and the political party at 42.49% that has gotten the maximum number of votes, on the basis of which people are going to cast their vote. 38.57% say that they are going to vote on the basis of the political party that they are affiliated to. 16.66% of the people say that they are going to vote on the basis of the candidate that is fielded from the Lok Sabha constituency. 0.37%, that's the minimum, feel that they are going to be casting their vote on the basis of caste. 1.91% feel that none of these options are actually going to impact the way they vote. Question number 3, how has Narendra Modi performed as the Prime Minister? 39.06% of you who have taken the survey say that he has performed well. 30.47% of you say that he has performed averagely. 17.62% of you say that he has performed very well. 12.857% cannot make up their mind. Quickly taking a look at the 4th question. How will the Modi factor work in the Lok Sabha election? Well, as per the people who have taken the survey, they feel that the Modi factor will be an average factor. That is 31.28% of you say that Modi factor is going to play an average role in the Lok Sabha polls. 30.03% of you feel that it is going to have a good impact when people are going to decide who to vote for. 19.04% of you feel that it will have a very good impact, the Modi factor, for the people who come out to vote. 15.23% that it is not going to be a factor. And 4.42% of you say that you are rather not decisive about this. All right, what do you think? Who do you think will form the government in 2024? Well, 44.28% feel that NDA is going to form the government. 41.44% feel that India bloc is going to form the government. 10.95% feel that the government with regional alliances is going to form government. 3.33% of the people can't make up their mind on this matter. Let's start our conversation with my panelists. I'm going to quickly invite all the panelists who are joining me on the telecast, but I'm going to start my conversation with Professor C.R. Liengdo, who's the General Secretary, NPP Meghalaya. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us on the telecast. And of course, we are talking about the two big Lok Sabha seats, one that has been won by the NPP in the past, the other one that has gone to the Congress. How are the things stacked? Whether the NPP will be able to win the second seat as well?
Thank you, Megha, for inviting me to this program. And I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
As far as the National People's Party is concerned, we feel that I'm sorry, you're not audible.
Yes, go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
As far as the National People's Party is concerned, we feel we are doing very well in the ground, and we hope with the support of the people of Meghalaya, we will win both seats this time. We have a very strong grassroots party-based organization. We have entrenched ourselves very well into the districts, and all our teams are in the ground. And based on the development work that our party has done, the NPP-led MDA government in Meghalaya, we feel that the people will support the development agenda.
Okay, all right. How do you also view the chances of NPP winning both the seats this time around against the Congress?
As I mentioned a while back, we are very organized this time. We are very well entrenched into the districts, into the blocks, and we are in touch with the people, especially through the developmental work that the NPP-led MDA government has done over the past 6 years, beginning 2018, when our national president, Mr. Conrad K. Sangma, who is also the Honorable Chief Minister, had initiated the path of development. So we feel this hold us in good stead.
Okay, all right. Let me also get in the Congress spokesperson on the telecast with me, Matthew Anthony. Now, what do you think will work for the UDP, for the UDF, for the Congress this time around? There was the Rahul Gandhi Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra that also passed through Meghalaya. Will that be a factor for people to vote?
Megha, Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra is definitely a catalyst, and it will definitely help the Congress party. More than that, with 385 questions plus asked by Vincent Parla, the sitting MP, and as well as the development works initiated by him, we will retain the Shillong seat. And with the popular face of Saleng Sangma, and with a non-developmental MP for the last 5 years, suppose I challenge Professor Lingdo, with all due respect to NPP, because in Northeast we have a very respectful competition with the political parties. So with all due respect to NPP, most of the chief ministers comes from the Tura constituency. However, I challenge the media people as well as the NPP people to travel along with me to Tura and show me the development where Tura has developed in all these years. Tura has got no roads, Tura has got no better hospitals, Tura has got no better infrastructure, whereas Shillong is prosperous. So along with retaining the Shillong seat, we will gain the Tura seat also. More than that, the people of Meghalaya has also been worried about how the religious intolerance is happening in Assam, the border state. A nun was forced to remove the habit as well as a lot of other things. And Meghalaya is a Christian population state where the Christian minority is really fearful about BJP's extreme politics as well as NPP's partnership with BJP also. So these are things which will definitely help us win the Meghalaya seats comfortably in both the seats.
Okay. All right. So those are big claims being made by both the Congress and the NPP. Let me also get in a word from Bipin Sharma. He's a political analyst. Bipin, good to have you on the telecast with us. And talking about development, talking about infrastructure that has been built, talking about the northeastern states and the last mile connectivity. that had been the key messaging that had come forth from the BJP as well. And NCC and NPP has been a part of the NDA in the larger scheme of things, post-poll alliances that happen as well. So has the message trickled in for the people of Tura, for the people of Shillong, and for the people of Meghalaya as a whole, that development actually has happened to the last mile? That there is electricity, there are roads, there are bridges, there are tunnels that are all being built.
Megha, you are absolutely bang on, and I must compliment you. You see, the most critical issue when we talk about northeastern states, the 7 sister states of the northeast and the mountain state of Sikkim. You see, whether we accept it or we remain in a denial mode, the most critical, the most sensitive issue is connectivity. And that is what the BJP, the ruling dispensation, has been emphasizing upon. And that matters the most for the locals. So now, how far they have been successful in actually implementing this ambitious project and in actually fulfilling the aspirations of the common man, that we leave it to the people, the common man. But now the question here is the donor ministry, the funds that go to the donor ministry, how much funds have been actually utilized? Why don't the BJP, the ruling dispensation, come out with a white paper so that it's crystal clear as to how the donor ministry has utilized its fund? And then what about the Northeastern Council? Who is the representative of the Northeast Council? So these are very critical issues. And then, of course, the unemployment part, the inflation, and then as far as the state of Meghalaya is concerned, then 2 critical factors: development, that is a given. So that will, of course, weigh in the mind of the voters. And whether, and one more, before I actually, express my views on the more, the burning issues, then it's imperative on my part to make a mention of the fact that whether it is 2 seats or 1 seat, every seat matters in the festival of democracy. You see, we cannot forget what happened in 1999 when the Vajpayee government fell by mere 1 vote. So I think no political party would like to leave any stone unturned, and they would like to go for the kill. So, and going as per the assembly election results in 2023, then 2018. So that also has to be borne in mind. What were the promises made in the election manifestos? Jobs, 5 lakh jobs by one party and the 3 lakh jobs by the other party. So I think no political party is to be taken lightly. And there is no scope for reluctancy, complacency. You need to understand the pulse of the voters, the local issues. What do they want? They actually, because all these years we have been hearing about this age-old rhetoric, which is northeastern states have to be brought into the mainstream. But where is the implementation? It is actually, it's still a long-distant dream. So I think now actions speak louder than words, and mere rhetoric will not suffice.
Okay. Sushil Vakil, quickly a response from you. As per the survey results, we take a look at how the people have voted when it comes to what are the criteria, what are the issues that they are facing on the basis of issues, which are these key important issues on which they will be voting for a political parties. The number 1 issue which has garnered a lot of votes is employment, and then it is about development. So this continues to be a recurring phenomenon, a pattern that I see in all the surveys that have happened for all the states up until now, whether it is Maharashtra, or we talk about Punjab, or we talk about Delhi, we talk about Gujarat, we talk about Meghalaya. The spectrum that we have covered, north, east, west, central India, they all have one big issue on the basis of which they would want to vote a political party and a political leader, and that is employment, and the second one is development. What does this mean? Sushil, can you unmute yourself? Okay. Okay, Savya, I'm going to come to you. How well has BJP fared or the NDA fared when it comes to the state of Meghalaya in developing the region, in bringing jobs to the youth?
You know, the measurement of care and concern of a particular political leader is on the number of times he visits a particular state. Now, if you go by what Narendra Modi has done in the Northeast regions, let me give you some data on that. He's visited the Northeast regions 69 times in the last 10 years, right? And more than that, you have ministers in this government which have visited the Northeast regions 690 times. This is a part of the book Amit Bagaria and I are writing, which will be released after the elections. But let's come to data now. Now you have the M donor, you have other ministries and departments, and you have the NLCPR scheme, and then you have the total amount of expenditure that's spent on development, right? So let me give you a figure on the amount of money that has been set aside or outlaid for development in the Northeast region. That's 5.47 lakh crore is the amount of money spent in the Northeast region. Why? As the panelists before me said, it is connectivity that will decide the future, infrastructure development that will decide the future of the people of the Northeast. Now, let me give you another bit of statistics. The new roads that have been built or commissioned to be built are 27,000 plus kilometers, including 5,370 kilometers of the national highways of 45,000 crore were built till December 2023. 5,300 plus kilometers of roads were improved. In addition, 25,488 crores was spent on rural roads alone. In total, the Modi government has invested nearly about 3 lakh crores on roads and bridges in the Northeast region. Now, why is he doing that? Now, if you look at even the 18.4 kilometer road from Assam to Meghalaya, which is something that's going to be ready in 2028. Why is that happening? Because we believe that infrastructure development in the Northeast has been neglected for a very long time. And if there is got to be any level of growth of inclusiveness of the Northeast region, not only with India, but the potential of it to do trade with countries neighboring India, then infrastructure development, roads and networks, rail connectivity, telephone connectivity, and ability to instill confidence in them to trade, to do business, is where the future of Northeast is going to grow, which was why he went to the Northeast region 69 times. In fact, he went to Meghalaya, to the best of my information. I'll tell you that detail in just a minute. He went to Meghalaya 6 times. And that is the commitment of the BJP, the NDA, with the Northeast region. So we are able to work with regional parties in that region who understand the message of development, who understand the need to develop, and who understand that if growth has to happen for the people of the Northeast, it has to be towards inclusiveness in development, inclusiveness as a society. And that's what's happening in the Northeast region anyway. And Meghalaya is giving you that indication.
Okay. Professor G.V.R. Shastri, quickly, how do you analyze the survey results that have come out? And when we ask the question about the Modi factor working in the Lok Sabha elections, it's interesting because, there is just, maybe I think a difference of 5%. When we talk about the Modi factor, in fact, the people who feel that Modi factor will work averagely is about 31%, and those who feel that the factor will work very well is 19%, and those who feel that the factor will work reasonably well are at 30%. How do you gauge the people's mood ahead of the elections for the state of Maharashtra?
There are three perspectives in this entire election scenario. If you look at the democracy, people, and the political parties, in a scale of 1 to 10, political parties, either 1 or 2, can't be more than that. It's unfortunate. In India, it is 10 out of 10. and people are at one, and democracy is zero. This is the real story. I'll tell you why. 1947, a big love story, 7 sister states, the infrastructure which we are talking about. We never ever thought Dhaka to Colombo Express Highway, which is the Tri-Nation Express Highway. Unified Vegetable Command structure should have formed based on the 7 sisters. Never ever thought of it. No, the Congress claims the visionary, innovation, leadership of the core Congress people, that they are visionaries. Where we are heading? You should compare, you should sometimes introspect yourself. And merely participating in election, it's not the highest qualification or an achievement of this nation or a people's on behalf of the people. Participating election on behalf of the people, it is something you are giving some commitment toward the people. Merely making an agenda is not the one. What is developmental agenda? What kind of developmental agenda? Because of minorities, we discriminate people, all are Indians. Let us develop it. Development and upliftment. The democracy and the constitution is so clear towards the political parties. Whether they participate, don't participate, no meaning of it. No meaning of it. Participation of people is important. They don't even understand that. Merely,
So you think the BJP or the NDA or the NPP has worked better for the state of Meghalaya and the northeastern region as compared to Congress?
No, it is not a Congress. That's what I'm saying. See, somebody from the Congress spokesman is very well articulating. How long do you articulate? 77 years you articulated. Articulated for 77 years without any coastal agricultural reforms, coastal energy reforms, without any coastal integrated development. The 7 sisters, it is completely dependent on the coastal integrated development of that entire 9-11 states. Because the Unified Vegetable Command structure is the only structure available for the 7 states. Nothing else is available there. You would have global vegetable center for across the Asia Pacific and the entire Europe and the Middle East. You would have developed it. Who stopped you?
Okay, you made your point, Professor Shastri. Yes, you made your point. Let me get Ashutosh Sharma also into the discussion. And Ashutosh, has the policy of the government, of the NDA and particularly the BJP resonated with the people of the Northeast? The last mile connectivity, look east, act east, and talking about the infrastructure development, keeping in mind that the Northeast and particularly the border states have come into the focus of the government for obvious reasons.
Megha, seeing the geographical situation of the northeast state, Meghalaya, is very important. Seeing our neighboring countries. So development of these this part of northeast is very important, which remained neglected in the past 60-65 years. So now the BJP has taken it on a big scale that this area, the northeastern part, should be developed. And seeing the importance, like earlier my speakers have mentioned about the unemployment. Unemployment is a key factor, really key factor. The people are youth, those who have got best of their qualification. They are looking for the jobs. That is a key factor for the coming election. Now coming to the development, when we see the development, the kind of amount, the money is being spent, the infrastructure, the road, the highways, they have been developed in the last couple of years. And what they have in future, 5,47,000 crore has been spent on the development of this northeast part of the country. I think this is going to play a big role in the coming election. But as my colleague on the panel said, NPP party, National People's Party and Congress Party, they both are claiming to claim both the seats. I think the coming election, 2024 is going to be tough for both the parties, for the regional parties. Also, the BJP party has to work very hard to make a dent in this northeast region, because it's very important. And the work, seeing is believing. The youth, the people of this area, they see the development is being done, who is done. And if the center is doing something, naturally they incline vote for the party, for the one who's doing for the welfare of the northern eastern state,
Okay.
Meghalaya.
Okay. Sushil Vakil, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
So, Sushil, how do you view this entire situation, and particularly our survey? I would have to say that as compared to the other surveys that we have conducted in other states, barring Punjab, in Meghalaya, it's when we talk about the Modi factor, will the Modi factor work? People say 31% it will work averagely, 30% reasonably good. But also the question, how has Prime Minister Narendra Modi performed? The people who say that the Prime Minister has performed reasonably well is 39.06%. 30% say that he has performed averagely. 17% say that he has performed very well. As compared to the figures that I've seen in the surveys of the other states, like I said, barring Punjab, these figures are more of a neck and neck. In terms of people have given more vote to the Prime Minister and the Modi factor being average versus very good.
See, Meghaji, Modi factor is working particularly more better in northern India, but in eastern states there is some variation. You see, Modi has done a lot of work in the northeast as well, like building tunnels, bridges, and other roads, etc. But the issue is main that the people there are facing local issues, which are more important than these tunnels and bridges. Like there is traffic congestion all the time. There is water scarcity, there is power outages, and there are irregular electric supply, housing shortage there, and the most important thing is the lack of employment among the young people, poor healthcare, and the rest. These local issues, they are going to, I suppose, impact the outcome of the National People's Party and BJP this time. No doubt the Modi charisma will work there also, but there will have some problems. You see, as Mr. Matthew said, that Christians are not happy with whatever is happening in Assam. But I may tell Mr. Matthew that Modi government is wooing Christian organizations. Every month, Christian organizations are being invited to PM's house and other places, so that Christian community is also taken on board in these elections as well as in the future development of India. As such, there is no such type of thing that Christians in the Meghalaya being a Christian state, Christians, they are people, they are not happy with the BJP government. Of course, BJP and Modi's charisma will definitely help this time National People's Party supported by BJP to get at least one seat, but one seat is sure, but they are striving for the other seat also. Maybe that way they may get both the seats there.
Okay, I'm going to quickly get in my panelists once again on the telecast. Again, coming back to you, Professor Lingdo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, sir. The question that I ask you is about also the statement that has been made by the Meghalaya Chief Minister, Conrad Sangma. He's spoken about how Hindi is being used as a tool by certain regional political parties to instigate the people of Meghalaya. How is this situation working out? There is also this issue of the tribals, and is Hindi and the tribal issues alienating Northeast and particularly Meghalaya?
Yes, Megha, can hear you.
Yeah, please go ahead.
With regard to the twin issues that you had just mentioned, this is being done only by a section of political parties to basically polarize tribal votes. But this is a Lok Sabha election. I do not feel it will impact our prospects as a party because the election is much bigger, the issues are much bigger, and people understand development better than other issues. And our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Conrad K. Sangma, again I reiterate that since 2018, he has been on this path. I would also like to remind some of our panelist members who said that Tura lacks development. That would be an insult to the citizens of Tura itself, because there has been so much development in the Garo Hills, the entire Garo Hills. Whether we talk of connectivity, whether we talk of health, whether we talk of the central interventions such as the Jal Jeevan Mission. In 2018, we had just about 4,500 functional taps in Meghalaya. Today, in 2024, we have 490,000 plus functional household taps. So these are serious issues which people will also look into.
Okay.
To this, there are many other interventions that he has taken. The other cause of concern for us is what other panelists have also shared, that is the unemployment issue. But again, as a party, as a government in Meghalaya, the NPP-led MDA government has looked at this problem way back in 2020, when it saw some very startling figures. 75% of our population were under the age of 35 years. And that started Sir Conrad's mind to actually address the employment issues. With every successive year, he has been taking a new program. The first one was Prime. It was an entrepreneurship program that our youth should not be job seekers, but job creators. And today in 2004, it has culminated into a social ecosystem called the CM Elevate. I will not delve into this in detail because of the paucity of time. But if you happen to look at CM Elevate, you will see how our national president, who is also the chief minister, has brought all the entrepreneurship interventions to help, again, with the center's assistance and to design programs, especially for a mountain state such as Meghalaya.
Okay.
So this is
Okay. Matthew, coming to you, and the same question that I asked of Professor Lyngdoh is, are there political parties who are using the communal divide, the language divide, the tribal issue about the disputes over territories between neighboring states in a bid to woo the voters and get their votes?
Please don't interrupt me because I'm going to reply for a few things here. Now, one panelist said about Prime Minister Modi's 69 visits to the Northeast, but not a single visit to Manipur till now. 270 people got killed, 70,000 people got relocated, and many families got separated. The Home Minister had visited once, and then after that, no visits from anybody for that matter, despite all other visits being claimed. Now, what is the reason why?
Okay, quickly, I know you would not like to be interrupted. I would want to keep my focus on Meghalaya. The day I do my discussion and survey on Manipur.
You allowed others to speak about Northeast, so allow me to speak about a couple of minutes. I'll finish it in quick minutes. Meghalaya, there are two languages, Khasi and the language in Garo. These two languages are sitting MP. Vincent Pala has highlighted in the parliament to have this officially done. Now, talking about development, 5,70,000 crores where people have said. All these money are looted. Now, I am asking you about the road connectivity between Shillong to Tura. I am asking you about the Aizawl to Lungde road connectivity. I am asking you about the Aizawl and Shillong airports connectivity. I am sitting in Sikkim. One of the panelists said about Sikkim. We don't have an airport in Sikkim. Let us look at the 10 years. Let's not go back to the 65 years. Let us look at 10 years what BJP has done. There is no airport in Sikkim. We have to land in Bagdogara in Bengal, and then we have to come in road, and the roads can have similar different issues. There is no road from Manipur to Mao Gate. There is no road from Kohima to Mokochum. I am living in Northeast for the last 2 years. I challenge the panelists to come along and travel with me to all these places, and then I'll quit politics if you can prove that these developments have taken place. That's exactly the point I would like to put across.
Okay.
They are absolutely lying. The corruption is being taken out, and that's what it is.
I want to reply this because it's not the political party that I want to reply. As a citizen of this nation, you should share. You rule this country for more than
years. Let us talk about the last 10 years. Let's not talk about
years. And I'll tell you one thing. No.
Last 10 years, what did you do?
No, you please answer. You please listen.
Don't be angry. Let us talk about last 10 years currently with
Now
you.
you listen. Now you
And
listen.
what
We are talking
did you
about
do?
Manipur.
There's no point in you getting angry. Do you look at 10 years with BJP
Okay, I
government?
think I'll have
What
to
did you
interrupt
do for
over here.
otherwise? You have
Yes,
absolutely
Professor
ruined-
Shastri,
you have absolutely ruined
Professor
this
Shastri,
country
you
with
made your
absolute
point. And so has Matthew over here. Questions being raised about what had the Congress done when it was ruling the country for a span of 6 decades and more versus the report card of the BJP in the last 10 years. Okay, all right. Savio, quickly a response from you as well. Since Matthew has raised the issue of Manipur and about the discrepancy, about the, I don't know, as Matthew alleges, the stepmotherly treatment given by the Prime Minister to Manipur versus Meghalaya, how is the BJP going to justify it?
What is the stepmotherly treatment that was given to Manipur? I myself have visited Manipur 3 times, right? The Manipur conflict is not a religious conflict. The Manipur conflict is a 70,000 crore narcotics game, a geopolitical game, which stirred an ethnic conflict amongst 2 people, the Meiteis and the Kukis. Both are our people. And we have to be extremely concerned and extremely careful in dealing with the ethnic conflict that has flared up in Manipur. There are people on both sides of the ethnic strife that are our people who are suffering. We do not want to repeat what the Congress did in Mizoram, where people were killed in a tribal conflict. A little
Megha, I would like to
sensitivity
interrupt.
on Manipur is essential. What is the problem in Manipur? The problem in Manipur is that you had a strife created by a narcotics cartel wanting to control the land in Manipur. I've said this not
Who is the
once.
state government
I've
there?
said it. I have said it.
Matthew,
over
let's not
100
go over there
times
because the
on
Congress
all
has ruled
television
Manipur
channels.
for several years as well. So while we are
No, when we had
asking
a-
questions,
Megha, when-
while you are asking questions of the BJP, you know, your clothes are also tainted. Okay, all right. Okay, fair enough. Let me now once again, I'm coming back to Bipin Sharma. Bipin, in a situation such as this, we talk about Northeast region per se, where perception of the Northeastern region used to be that it is completely cut off from the rest of the country. Has that perception changed over the last years?
No second thought about that. You know, it's actually all about perception and narratives, fake narratives. So I think something definitely has happened here, and of course it's still a big challenge. And as far as connectivity is concerned, but then definitely post 2014, progress has been made, and the citizens will accept it. No second thoughts about that. But then we need to take into consideration 2 important factors. One, Lok Sabha elections are a different ball game altogether, and then compared to the state elections. So different issues. Gone are the days when the focus used to be only on Bijli, Pani and Sadak. Now the common man wants expressways, IITs, AIMS, state-of-the-art health infrastructure, education. So, and then what is the need of the hour? To stop brain drain, to create more job opportunities, you know, because
Yes.
the focus of the Modi government has been on Make in India, Skill India, Digital India. So now implementation, the next level has to be implemented upon.
Yeah,
so this
but
is very
that's the question.
economy.
Has
Vocal for local.
has
Made in
the
India, made for
execution
the
of
world.
all these policies and plans and schemes actually happened in Meghalaya is the question. Obviously, Matthew contending over here that there are no roads, there is unemployment, there are issues that the people of Meghalaya are facing. There's no electricity, there's no water. On the other hand, of course, the BJP and the NPP talking about how these schemes have penetrated into the last village of Meghalaya. Okay, meanwhile, Ashutosh Sharma, quickly a response from you about this survey, particularly about who do you think is going to form the government in 2024? NDA has gotten a 44% vote, India Alliance at 41%, Government with regional alliance is at 11%. Now, this difference between the NDA and the India alliance, the vote that they have gotten is just merely 3%. Do you think it could be again a neck and neck fight for Meghalaya as it has been over the last 4 consecutive terms?
It's a neck and neck fight, but the things are going to change in coming days. The kind of infrastructure, the development, the job opportunities which are being created in the last couple of years, and many more opportunities are going to be created once the elections are over. The youth is very hopeful. The kind of investment has been made in the northeast state, the 7 states, especially the keeping in view the Manipur, the geographical importance of this state. A lot of emphasis has been given that more and more job opportunities are created, infrastructure is developed, the road connectivity, and like my panelist was saying, there is no airport. All these facilities are going to be created in coming years once the elections are over. And it's like you said, it's a neck and neck competition, but the difference is going to be merged, and the youth is very careful. It's a digital India. People know where does the interest lies, whom to vote, who can be in the best welfare of the youth in coming days. Are the regional parties who have not done in past 60 years, when they were in power, the kind of development they should have done, and which is not being done. Now you are expecting miracles to happen overnight. In 10 years, you want everything which has not been done in the last 65 years.
Okay.
So give time, give a chance, and things are going to turn the tide.
Okay. Professor Shastri, should it be an excuse for the current government to not do anything substantive for a state simply because its predecessor has had a bad record of performance in the state?
See, it is not the government. It is they are going for a fresh election. Forget about the government. The stipulated term of the government is over as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned across the nation. That is the union government. Let it be clear in one point. They are talking about development and upliftment. It's very cleverly they are talking about development and upliftment. You can hear a party spokesman even said that ethnics, there are minority and majority. We are still inside the minorities and majorities. And development and upliftment. Who stopped them not to construct airports? 2-tier cities and 3-tier cities. What kind of economical situation, scene and scenario you run as a nation for 45 years? Your economic minister doesn't even understand the difference between income and revenue. Your Congress finance minister doesn't even understand what is the basic of budget. And you are talking about infrastructure. What is that? What is the geographical situation of this country?
Okay.
Where we stand, what kind of natural resources, what is the optimum utilization, what is the human resource development?
Fair enough, fair enough, but we're taking it on the larger picture. And Matthew, would you like to respond to this, what GVR Shastri has said, particularly about the minority-majority argument that you put forth?
I would like to. Now let me ask you, tell me which airport BJP has built in the Northeast, other than what we have founded. What is happening with the Kohima airport in the last 10 years? Let's accept that Congress didn't, the Arunachal Pradesh airport got, got developed, after the ones, in terms of, so, Savio, just, Savio, just, let me reply. You will have your time. You'll have your time. What is happening? What is happening with the Dimapur airport? What is happening with the Shillong airport? No, Shastri, I didn't object you. So, allow me to speak. Else, I'm allowed to leave the show. If at all, then, if you object me, then I'm allowed to leave the show. Let me complete. So, what is happening with the Dimapur airport? What is happening with the Shillong airport for no flights can land after 5:30 in any of the Northeast airports? Why there is air traffic controls? Why the new landing equipments have not put in place? And when I live in Savio, I live in the Northeast. When I have to travel from Aizawl to Agartala after 5:30, I don't have a flight. If it gets cancelled, it is a 28,000 rupees for a taxi to go. No, let me complete it. So where are the poor people going to do that one? It's the rich people who can fly in helicopters. Where are the people who are going to go? The defense airports are in Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay.
The other airport which is there, which is say us one new airport which you have developed.
Okay. Okay. Savio, you would like to respond to this?
Yes. So in the last, 68 years, there were just 9 airports that were built in the Northeast. The NER, the Northeast region, right now has got 19 airports with 10 new ones.
How much of them are working? You tell me how many of them are working?
Tezpur, Holongi, Pasighat, Tezu.
What are the flights, Savio? What are the flights? What are the flights there? Vacuum is not working. I'm sitting in Sikkim.
What are you talking about?
Savio, I'm sitting in Sikkim. Vacuum is not working. It is not working. Half of the airports which you have told, it's not working. You have got 10 years. You got 10 years. And then, half of the airport which you have listed is not working. I'm sitting in Sikkim and it's not working.
But you think, Matthew, do you think as per the statistics that have been provided by Savio and making a comparison of the number of airports that have been built under the Congress era in Meghalaya or in the northeastern region versus the ones that have been built in the last 10 years, and you speak about how there are fewer number of flights and people have to be facing inconveniences, the flight rates are higher and so on and so forth. Can we still at this point of time come to the same premise and agree that in the last 10 years there have been airports that have been built? Yes, there are problems that are being faced by people. Perhaps some of them are unoperational or semi-operational, but a move has been made gradually, perhaps a little faster than what was seen under the Congress era. I'm purely talking about the statistics over here.
To a large extent, Pakyum Airport is here. The Pakyum Airport is here in Sikkim. I am in Sikkim for the last 3 days, and then I have to land in Bengal and I have to come by road. And if at all the main road is not open, I have to take a separate drive.
Yes, okay. Yeah. No, my question was something else. Of course, you would not want to be answering that. I'm going to again come back.
Megha, I can't go by mere statistics when you have non-functional airports. After 5:30, none of the airports can't land, and many of them are tabletop airports.
I'm not saying that there are
specific airports cannot land. So what is the point in having something if people cannot use it?
You're talking about a timing, not a lack of airport. So
no, you have looted money in the name of development.
Stop your miscommunication.
Okay.
You looted money in the name of development by preparing non-functional airports.
135%.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way, Savio, because it is not operational and it is not useful for the normal people.
I think the figures speak for themselves.
What have you done in 6
I don't agree with you, Megha,
because figures do speak for themselves. There are problems, as you have mentioned. They can be improved upon, and they are going to be improved upon because you see the political will. So if the political will wasn't there, the airports would not have propped up in all these places as Savio provided us the numbers. Yes, there are problems, yes, there are issues, they have to be fixed, and it's a process that needs to be followed. Completely lambasting the government, telling people that they have not done anything would then be wrong in terms of in this particular situation that we are talking about. I'm going to come back to Bipin Sharma. Bipin, we're talking about infrastructure. There was a heated argument, particularly with regards to the airports, but we talk about employment, and that has also been the one contention of the opposition of the Congress, that there are not enough jobs for the people of India, as well as the people of Northeast, as well as the people of Meghalaya. Now, how is this situation going to be, or has this situation already been addressed by the BJP? If not, what is it that the promises BJP is going to make or the NDA is going to make to resolve this problem, keeping in mind we have a huge percentage of people in our country who are youth?
See, as far as the state of Meghalaya is concerned, it's an agrarian economy. And, post 2014, a beginning has been made. No denying that. So, Modi doesn't have a magical wand. So, Rome was not built in a day. Now, we need to understand and we need to appreciate that the story of New India is incomplete without the development of the northeastern states. That's a given. And when Modi talks about $5 trillion economy, so northeast states matter. And definitely, I'll again emphasized on the same point that a beginning has been made, and if the government is optimistic that the day is not far when we'll be the third biggest economy, so northeastern states will play a very critical role, and jobs will play a very key role, and jobs have to be generated, the youths have to be empowered, and again the same thing, actions speak louder than words. People actually need to see that happening.
Professor Shastri, you know, there has been one, when the government of India talks about Act East policy, it is not just looking at the seven sisters in the northeastern region, but also alignment with the ASEAN nations, because it's the ASEAN nations who then get connected to the northeastern territories of our country, and they bring business. I had an opportunity to speak with a number of ambassadors from Vietnam and Thailand, Indonesia, and they have been bringing their trade delegations and business delegations who want to specifically focus on the northeastern regions and set up their food processing plants and have the trade started off between these two regions. Ashutosh, would you like to respond to this?
The ASEAN nations are going to play a very pivotal role in the development of this northeastern state. Manipur and other neighboring states, they are going to play the key role in providing jobs to the youths. When we have more trade partners with our neighboring countries, naturally they are coming for the business, and the youth are going to get more and more employment. And travel and tourism also has a key role. There is a big potential of promoting the tourism. In northeastern areas, they remain untouched. Not what to talk about the foreigners, even the Indians, they have started traveling to these states. When the people are traveling from North India to these northern eastern states, certainly the more jobs activities, more hotels will become, more infrastructure will be developed, and there is a tremendous potential for promotion of the tourism and promotion of these northeastern states. I don't see any reason that these states are not going to get a big boost with the promise of the Prime Minister of the country when he says something that so much of money is being invested, the new roads, highways have been built in the last couple of years.
Right, okay. All right, okay. You've said that, you said it in the past as well during the discussion. I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.